Top 5 Luxury Watches in the World. A luxury watch will never go out of style, as it is destined to be a timeless classic for the ages. I have yet to find a phone that can beat the fineness and amusement of a beautifully drafted timer that is incomparable to a phone. Watches that are properly built are not solely devoted to telling the time. They serve a wide range of uses. In my opinion, it is an absolute must-have to own a watch from one of the world's top luxury watch brands. It sounds cool and feels amazing, and it is undoubtedly one of life's most treasured possessions. Most likely, as time progresses, it will become a prized family heirloom as well. There is no doubt that keeping track of your time is a necessity in this fast-paced world we live in. If you wanted to do this, of course, you can always do it with just your phone. But why not join the trend with a stylish luxury watch on your wrist, instead of just using a phone? You're watching your favorite YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about top 5 luxury watches in the world. Before moving forward to discuss luxury watches, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, so you won't miss any future videos we upload. Number 1. Rolex watches. A brand like Rolex would be remiss if we did not mention it, and they are one of the most recognized watch brands in the world today, with a sense of 100 memorability, which is why we should give them a mention as well. Rolex may be the most well-known of all the well-known watch brands, but we should acknowledge them as much for their ability to make watches as possibly for their fame, regardless of the fact that Rolex may be the most renowned. The Rolex company creates some pretty amazing watches, and there are a lot of them in the world. There is an estimate that Rolex produces around 2,000 watches every day in order to meet customer demand. A reason for this is that many watch brands on the market have a higher resale value than some other brands of watches available on the market because of the way that they are accounted for. A significant part of this can be attributed to the fact that Rolex is in the event not the most positively one of the most significant watches on the planet. And as a brave extravagance brand that has seen its watches rise to the highest points on the planet and to the lowest points on its water, it can without much of a stretch be credit to this. Number 2. Jacques Dras. He was a wonderful clockmaker when he started in the watchmaking business, quickly opening a production line in Geneva, Switzerland, and becoming one of the leading watch brands in the world. As a mechanical virtuoso, he created watches using some of the same insights he utilized in the creation of his unique pendulum clocks. Additionally, they offer many watches with automata, which sets them apart from other very good watchmaking brands in the sense that they are perceived as a more refined brand for those who have refined tastes. As one of the most delightful tastes, the organization's pioneer reached the farthest reaches of the planet and delivered magnum opuses that were all influenced by the France regions that the pioneers frequently visited. The pieces of Jacques Dras were often discovered in imperial courts around the world, including those of Queen Marie Antoinette, France. Beijing's Emperor of the Qing tradition was fascinated by his work and established a workshop to import them. Number 3. Glashut Original. Swiss watchmakers typically make up the majority of the pack when it comes to producing top-of-the-line watches, since they make up the majority of the watch industry. Glashut Original, however, is an example of a brand that is Saxman/German, which is not surprising here. German design is widely popular in this country, particularly when it comes to mechanical design. It is interesting to note, however, that Glashut Original is one of only a few exceptional extravagance German brands that truly stand out in the world, but it seems to be one of the most undervalued brands in the world. Among the many watches produced by Original, there are some that have been acclaimed for their flawless workmanship, as well as for their Pano series, which are dazzling and extremely well made. Some of the most popular collections by Original include the numerous Senator watches. Original manufactures a wide range of watches including tourbillons, chronographs, as well as ceaseless schedules, and that's just the beginning. Number 5. Jaeger-LeCoultre. Among its friends, it is widely regarded as one of the most outstanding extravagance watchmakers in the world, and many of those friends even consider it to be one of the most in an upward direction coordinated lofty watchmakers on the planet because of its luxurious and exceptional extravagance watches. It is a well-known Swiss watch brand of watches that is widely known to its friends as Jaeger-LeCoultre. As one of the reasons for this is that they produce a large number of their own pots in-house, as well as produce a great deal of their own developments in-house, as well as do a lot of their own development work It is common for a company that is capable of creating its own developments to be showcased on a platform and praised for its ability to control the quality and craftsmanship, all the way down to the last bead. Jaeger-LeCoultre was one of the few manufacturers that can produce a large number of watches, all by themselves, like Jaeger-LeCoultre. Affectionately known as GLC among watch lovers and watch epicureans around the world due to these reasons, it ranks 6th on our list of top 10 luxury watch brands. This assortment of invert watch series encompasses a much more up-to-date range of invert watch models, which embodies a super meager double-dialed series referred to as the Grand Reverse Ultra-Thin Dew Face that truly stands out from the rest. A 2-in-1 watch series is characterized by a dim dial on one side of the case and a light dial on the other side of the case. Number 4. Omega Watches. Even though Omega SE is one of the most recognizable names in luxury watch production, in comparison to the numerous other watch manufacturers mentioned in this article, Omega SE is not actually one of the most expensive watch brands in the world. The Seamaster watches have been featured in a large number of significant movies over the years, throughout all of the James Bond movies since GoldenEye, with Pierce Brosnan, and since all of the 007 movies that followed, with Daniel Craig as James Bond. All the Moon watches have become synonymous with the series. Watches like the Omega Speedmaster, pictured here, have become one of the most popular watches in the world in recent years. There is a timepiece bro that Buzz Aldrin wore during the most memorable steps he took on the Moon's surface during his most memorable steps on the Moon's surface, and these watches were qualified by NASA for a space mission. For example, Apollo 11, which helped the reputation of this brand to rise. There is no doubt that Omega is the second most popular Swiss watch brand in the world, with a global memorability of around 70%. And it is owned by the Swatch Group, one of the largest watch companies in the world, a company that is part of the Swatch Group. That was all for today's video. You can share with us your views in the comment section. And if you are new to the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any future videos we upload. Thank you for watching the video. Best of luck and goodbye.